Welcome to Living Life Unstoppable with Rochelle. I am your host, Rochelle Crow. Today we are talking about having an unstoppable relationship. This episode dives into the essential components and actionable strategies for building and maintaining an unstoppable relationship. An unstoppable relationship is characterized by resilience, deep connection, mutual growth, and the ability to overcome challenges together. Let's start with our key themes. Number one, communication is paramount. In our relationships, we have to be open and honest and have open and honest dialogue. That is the cornerstone to any strong relationship. If you're not open and honest with your partner, you won't have anything to build on to have a strong relationship. If you're not communicating your needs, your desires, what makes you upset, what has bothered you in a relationship, or if you're making decisions without communicating with your partner, that can cause issues in your relationship. So that's why it's very important that you communicate how you feel, what's going on in your life, how your partner can help you get through whatever it may be. Also, you have to be an active listener. You have to actively listen when your partner is talking to you. It goes beyond just hearing what they are saying, but you actually are understanding your partner's perspective and their feelings. So, actively listening. So, when your partner comes to you and they tell you, hey, when you did XYZ, that really hurt my feelings. And instead of just saying, okay, you actually listen to understand and maybe come back with, well, how can I make this better? Or how can I respond differently that it won't hurt your feelings when I do X, Y, and Z? Empathy and understanding. The ability to put yourself in your partner's shoes, the ability to understand what your partner is saying that may be bothering them, or what your partner may be saying that upsets them. You have to be able to have empathy and understanding. Even if you don't quite get it, trying to understand what your partner is saying and how they are feeling is a key to having an unstoppable relationship, making your relationship stronger. Working hard to get an understanding and working hard to build this relationship, that's key. Having mutual respect for each other. That means you value what your partner's is saying, what your partner's opinion is, your partner's boundaries. Sometimes they need their own space. Understanding that and respecting that, okay, right now my partner needs to go out and maybe go to the garage and work on some things, or maybe to go out by themselves. But just having the mutual respect and understanding and respecting their boundaries, respecting their values, respecting their opinions. That's really big, respecting each other's opinions. Sometimes we want to just focus on what we feel, our opinion, and not want to look at anyone else's. But respecting your partner's feelings brings about an unstoppable relationship. You remember, you're trying to have a deep connection with this person. You're trying to grow separately and together as one. And respecting their opinion, respecting their boundaries, respecting them is a key. Shared values and goals. You need to make sure that you're aligning your principles, your goals, your values, your future. You need to make sure you're aligning them together. Make sure that you are on the same page, that this is what you want and this is what your partner wants. And if you have something different, how can you come together? And if you realize that you can't come together, if you both have different opinions and different values or different goals, then maybe this isn't the relationship for you. But trying to build a strong relationship is recognizing this is what my partner would like. These are my partner's goals. These are my partner's values. Do I have those same inside of me? And if so, how can we come together and build? Because you want to be able to build with someone. You want someone who is walking the same line as you, and you want to be able to come together and build something deep, something strong, an unstoppable relationship. Conflict resolution is key. Healthy ways to navigate disagreements is very important. How you disagree and how you come to a resolution determines if your relationship will be strong and if it will be unstoppable. You need to be able to disagree, but in a healthy way. Not in a way where you're putting the other person down, or you're disrespecting the other person, or you're not taking their opinions or their feelings into consideration. When you have conflict and you're trying to resolve that conflict, you've got to have a healthy way to navigate that, a healthy way to come together and resolve that issue, whether it's sitting down one-on-one talking it out, whether it's getting coaching or getting a counselor to help you resolve the issues. And sometimes it takes that. Sometimes issues are deeper than just the two of you sitting down and discussing it. Sometimes you need that third party to help bring you in together, to help you realize the other person's point of view, just depending on what the conflict is, but you have to have a strong and healthy way to disagree and come up with a resolution in order to make that relationship stronger. Quality time. You have to dedicate time for each other, free from distractions, free from other people. You have to have quality time in a relationship in order for a relationship to grow, in order for a relationship to be stronger, in order for a relationship to be unstoppable. That's time. When you have that quality time, you're learning about what's going on with that person, what has changed in that person. This is the time that you get to talk and talk about new things, maybe talk about your future, where you want to go. This is the time that you have to grow and get to know each other even more. Quality time is very important. You have to make sure that you take time out for your partner, to listen to them, to talk to them, to get to understand where they are even more. Affection and appreciation. Regularly express yourself. Express love, gratitude, admiration. Do it on a regular basis. Always let your partner know how you feel about them. Sometimes people take their partners for granted, and they don't let them know, I love you for this, and I appreciate that you did this for me. And it could be the smallest thing, and that can make your partner not feel valued in the relationship. It can make your partner not feel like you don't value them, or you don't appreciate them, or you don't see what they are doing. So make sure you do show them appreciation, show affection. Not everybody is affectionate. And you have to know your partner's love language. You have to know if your partner loves being appreciated, if your partner loves affection. Some people don't like that, but you have to realize what your partner likes. If your partner loves hugs, give them hugs often. If your partner loves hearing, I love you, I appreciate you, do it often. Especially the appreciation part. Partners need to feel that they are appreciated, that they are valued. And however that looks for your partner, you have to figure that out. But it's definitely important that you let them know that you value them and you appreciate them. Personal growth. It's important that you encourage your partner to develop as an individual. You need personal growth individually in order to bring it into your relationship, for your relationships to grow even more. So when you have your personal growth, it should reflect in your relationship. It should reflect in how you talk to your partner, how you treat your partner, how you work in your life, how you work in your conflicts, how you work in your relationship. Personal growth is very important for yourself and for your partner. Your support system. Your partner should be your biggest cheerleader. In the thick and the thin, your partner should be the one who cheers the loudest when you do something great, and they're just as loud when something is not so great. You should be each other's biggest cheerleader. Your partner shouldn't go have anyone else that supports them and encourage them more than you. You should be the number one person pushing them onto their goals, letting them know they can do it, supporting them however way they need you to support them to obtain those goals. All right. And the ways that you can make sure you come about getting your relationship to this point is with the actionable strategies. Regular check-ins. Schedule dedicated times to discuss your relationship, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, relationship meetings. You can call them relationship meetings where you can discuss the highs, the lows, you can discuss your futures. This comes back to that quality time. That's where that quality time comes in. When you're checking in with your partner, hey, how's it going? What's going on with you? How do we need to work on our relationship? What do we need to build in our relationship? Regular check-ins allow you to see where you are growing, where you are going, or if you're stagnant and what you need to do to work on it. Or it could be when you realize, this may not be the relationship for us and it's time to move on. But those check-ins help your growth. It help you build what you want to accomplish in a relationship. I statements. Focus on your feelings rather than blaming. So instead of saying, you always make me feel XYZ, try, I feel sad, hurt, whatever that emotion is, when whatever takes place. So let's just say if my partner hurts my feelings when they talk about, let's just say, my weight, if that was an issue. Instead of saying, you always hurt me, when you talk about my weight, you could say, I feel hurt, I feel down, I feel undervalued when you discuss my weight, or when you bring up my weight, or whatever the situation may be. But try the I statements and focus on your feelings rather than just talking about or blaming what they do. Instead of just putting it out there, you always. Focus on I. All right, practice empathy. Actively try to understand your partner's viewpoint. And ways that you can actively try to understand your partner's viewpoint is by asking open-ended questions and listen without interruption. When you ask your questions, let them actually get it out before you try to either defend yourself or interrupt them. Let them actively get their emotions out and try to listen to understand. Ask the questions so you can understand. That helps you be able to understand what your partner is going through. Express gratitude daily. As we said earlier, gratitude is very important. Acknowledge and appreciate the small and the large gestures. A lot of times we focus on the big things. Oh, this person bought me flowers, or this person bought me new jewelry or new shoes, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But the small things of fixing your lunch in the morning, fixing you breakfast, picking up your socks off the floor, or whatever the case may be. Acknowledge and appreciate the small and the large. Tell your partner one thing you appreciate, what you appreciate about them daily, and see how that helps build your relationship. If you're going to your partner daily with an appreciation and showing gratitude, see how that builds and make your relationship stronger. How it helps for you to grow. Problem solving together. It's important that you approach the challenges as a team, not as opponents. So when there's a problem that comes up, brainstorm solutions together. Don't try to work it out on your own and try to come to your partner and say, this is how we should do it. No, your both partners should be involved in brainstorming and problem solving in your relationship. When it's one-sided, a person may not feel that their voice is heard, or they may feel like what they feel that can help the relationship isn't valued. So come together. Approach the challenges as a team. Work together to solve the problems. Maintain individuality. Support separate hobbies and friendships. It's okay for your partner to have other friends outside of your friend group. It's okay for them to have hobbies that don't include you. Encourage that. That helps your partner grow. And that helps them to be able to be a better person for you when they have an outlet that's outside of you sometimes. But help them to pursue personal interests. Your partner may like fishing. You may not. And if you feel like your partner shouldn't be going fishing because you don't like fishing, then that stunts that partner. Then your partner isn't able to enjoy a piece of them. It's okay to have individual hobbies. It's okay to have individual friends. Okay? Celebrate wins. Acknowledge and enjoy each other's success. Celebrate your person. Plan small celebrations or for any achievement that they have, whether it's shared or if it's personal. Your partner may have just gotten a raise on their job. Celebrate that. Your partner may have accomplished a big project. Celebrate them. Whatever their wins are, you celebrate it. Your partner may have been able to get your toddler child potty trained. And everybody knows who have kids. That's not easy. Celebrate the win. So some highlights that I wanted to point out, some questions that we had with trying to help build a strong relationship, making your relationship unstoppable. A question we have is, how do we get over past hurts? And how not to bring that in our current relationship? Well, first of all, you have to acknowledge your hurt. You have to communicate, like we talked about earlier, freely. Communicate openly about your feelings. Seek professional counseling or coaching if you need it. But acknowledging the hurt instead of trying to bury it down, acknowledge the hurt with your partner and let them know, this hurt me. This is blocking me being able to move on. We need to get past this. Forgiveness is a process, but you have to be willing that if you want to stick in this relationship, you have to be willing to forgive. And you have to be willing to forgive and move on and not hold that against your partner. But forgiveness is a process. It may take some time for you to get over whatever took place, whatever happened, but you can do it if you're willing. And the partner has to listen and has to understand that, okay, I acknowledge your hurt. I acknowledge my part in that. Forgive me. Go to them. Get forgiveness. Forgive me, please. And how can I help you move on? What can I do differently so that you can trust me that I won't do that again, that I'm here for you, that I want you healed from this so that our relationship can grow? Another question is, what if our goals diverge? So what you're going to have to do is just openly discuss the differences. Explore compromises if there are any, and decide if the core values still align with your goal. Like, or even though you may have there's a difference here in whatever situation it may be how to discipline your child in a certain situation. You may not agree. How do we come to a compromise? How do we decide what compromise is best aligned with our values? That's why it's important at the beginning of a relationship that you talk about your values. You talk about your goals and knowing what your person believes in, to make sure you guys are in alignment. You need to be unified. You may not agree on everything, but to be unified, it helps when things like this come up where you don't agree on how to resolve an issue, but you learn how to compromise with each other. Sometimes individual goals can be pursued within a supportive relationship. So if your goals are different, sometimes that helps. That helps build the relationship, and it helps make things stronger. How do we keep the spark alive is the next question. Well, you have to prioritize, number one, your relationship. You have to prioritize shared experiences. You have to make sure you get enough shared experiences in, that you try new activities together. Plan regular date nights. Maintain physical intimacy. These are things that you have to do in order to keep the spark alive. Trying new things is very important. It's fine to do the things that are common, that are normal for you, but you got to bring in something new in order to keep things alive, to keep things growing in your relationship. Right? In conclusion, building an unstoppable relationship is an ongoing journey that requires consistent effort, dedication, and a willingness to grow together. By implementing the strategies discussed in this podcast, couples can strengthen their bond and create a relationship that truly stands the test of time. And as I've said before, if you feel like you're at a point where you're not sure, you need to bring in a third party. It's okay to get counseling for your relationship. It's okay to get coaching in your relationship. Go to someone you feel you can trust, that will help you, that will believe in your relationship, that will get you guys back on track, that can help you heal, help you get past whatever may have caused a rift in your relationship, and help you grow. The important part is that you continue to grow, and you grow together. You grow as individuals, but you grow as a couple in order to have an unstoppable relationship. You have to respect each other. You have to motivate each other. You have to be there to support each other. And I am here to help in any way. I am a relationship coach. If you feel that you need someone to talk to, whether it's an individual or as a couple, I'm a relationship coach. I can help you with that. But even if it's not me, that you go to someone and get counseling or coaching to help you if this relationship is to remain and to be unstoppable. All right, guys, that's my time for today. If you have any questions or any other comments that you would like to add, if you would like any other topics that you would like to hear, please reach out to me. My email is rhcrowe, CROWE, at marriageunstoppable.com. You can find me on Instagram, rhcrowe11. Our website is lifeunstoppable.com, and you can find everything that you need to know about this podcast or about Life Unstoppable or about me on our website. All right, guys, you have a great one. See you later. Love y'all for real. Peace. Welcome to Living Life Unstoppable with Rochelle. I am your host, Rochelle Crow.